Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of the Music Den. I'm your host, Armando Venditti, hoping you guys are having a fantastic day and that you're looking after yourselves and one another. In this episode of the Music Den, I'm going to be doing another installment of Album Spotlight. This is going to be the first of two episodes I'm going to do on Album Spotlight, and they're going to go from one end of the spectrum to the other. The first one is going to be quite heavy. It's from a band that I've not spoken about on the channel too much or even at all. I've spoken about the lead singer's side project called Arcane and their 2015 release, Known Learned, which was a double CD, 16 tracks, massive, epic in terms of its scale, in terms of its composition. This album I'm about to talk about is no different. The group is Caligula's Horse, and the album is Rise Radiant. Now, Rise Radiant was released in 2020 through Inside Out Music. They've been signed to two labels, Inside Out and Welkin Music, Welkin. They formed in Brisbane, Australia in 2011. They have 5 albums out, this being the most recent one, and it's been 3 years since a release, so hopefully they'll be doing one soon. They're a 5-piece band. They've had multiple members come and go. But for this album, I'll go through the listing here. You have Jim Gray on lead vocals and main songwriter, Sam Vallon on lead guitar and everything else, quote unquote, as says in the notes, and on production. You have Adrian Golby on guitar, Dale Prince, spelled Prinsse, on bass, and Josh Griffin on drums and percussion. Now, Caligula's Horse, I've heard of them at least about a couple of years ago, and I started listening to them off and on, and a lot of rhythm guitar, very heavy handed on the rhythm guitar, a lot of staccato playing, a lot of starts and stops, right? On the rhythm guitar. Fantastic. Jim Gray's vocals. I was trying to trying to figure out how to describe to you who Jim Gray sounds like, because to me he sounds very unique, and he is. He does, to me, he sounds like the singer from City and Color, Dallas Green. Okay. Very similar tone and cadence. It's a very yearning, longing kind of a vocal delivery. Rise Radiant in terms of the song structures. And you've seen the graphic I put up there. Very serene, painting, a moose on the mountain, looking out to the mountains in the distance and what's below. Very serene, peaceful scene. The music on this album, there are few slow, quiet musical passages, but on the whole, it's a heavy rhythm guitar laden album, like amazingly so. Very textured, very some people would say busy, but not to the point where you can't make out what's going on musically. And so what I'm going to do is go through each track. There are 8 tracks ranging in length from the shortest track being just over 2 minutes to the longest track being 10 minutes and 31 seconds. Now, having short tracks, the album clocks in at just over 44 minutes. Having short tracks on a progressive metal album, it's not very indicative of a progressive metal album unless you're doing just an acoustic little interlude section for a piece of music that you're working on. And it's not here. I mean, so it's got something for everybody on this album. So starting off with the lead-off track called The Tempest. This track opens with harmony guitar, a harmony guitar passage. Sorry. What I like about the work that Sam Vallon and Adrian Golby do is when they do a guitar line, when they twin it, they pair it up so that it runs parallel, and that they run together, and it thickens the sound of the guitar. It gives it more of a texture. You know what I mean? And with this album, I should say too, I forgot to mention, there's a lot of uses, a lot of use of as what I call light and shade, where you have the light being the soft acoustic passages, the piano and slow guitar passages, mixed with the heavier, bombastic music, which is the shade. So there's a lot of that going on here. Again, this track starts with opens with a harmony guitar passage, a lot of staccato rhythm guitar, a lot of starts and stops on the rhythm guitar. Fantastic. The drumming that's done on this track, as rest of the album by Josh Griffin, is bloody amazing. Very steady drums on this track. The vocal switch between being very strong and powerful to very delicate and lush and very sort of yearning kind of thing, like pleading kind of vocals. Melodic synths are used on this, combined with the heavy staccato rhythm guitars. And they do guitar solos. But what I like about what they do is they do short guitar solos. It's not like a Yes album where a guitar passage or keyboard passage goes on for like a minute to 2 minutes to 3 minutes. They're mostly like 30 to 50 seconds in length, these solos. And what they're used as accents, kind of like to make a little statement, almost like an exclamation point at the end of a sentence, and then they're done. And on this track, it ends with a grand synth piece to the very end of the track. Okay, fantastic work on this. I mean, believe me, you'll get pulled into this quite quickly. Next track on the album, track 2, is a track called Slow Violence. Okay, clocks in at 4 minutes and 30 seconds. Good rhythm guitar, really thick tone on the guitar work that Sam Vallon does. He has a very distinctive guitar style, very distinctive tone, much like Mike Holmes has of IQ. Okay, very distinctive. The drums have a steady beat until around the 56-second mark, and then the type signature changes to a double time pattern on the snare, and then that same pattern again repeats at a minute and 56 seconds. And very good, strong, forceful vocal from Mr. Jim Gray on this. Fantastic. Next track, 3, clocking in at 7 minutes and 31 seconds, called Salt. And it's the second longest track at 7:31. It starts off with a quiet piano passage. The drums kick in at 19 seconds, and there's a wall of guitars and synths that come in, just like you're inundated. Your senses are like blown when you hear this. There's a heavy rhythm guitar. The tempo changes again at 51 seconds. And like I said, these tempo changes come quick and furious when they do change. It's not, they don't go on for like a minute or 2 minutes in one at one time signature. At 51 seconds it changes, and there's this Jim comes in with a nice soft vocal approach. He gets forceful. He starts to build up his vocal. It gets quite forceful, and then again the tempo changes at 2 minutes and 11 seconds till about 3 minutes and 24 seconds. Then there's a beautiful acoustic section. Soft vocals come back in, but they do tend to build up in intensity. He tends to get more dominant with his vocal delivery. and the intensity built. Great guitar tone on this track. At 6 minutes, you hear a wall of heavy guitars and drums to a cold stop. The band, it keeps going, and then at 7:31, it just stops dead. So there's really no fade out on these tracks. It's usually a cold stop, they call it. Track number 4 is called Resonate, I should say, as I get my notes going here. Clocks in at 2 minutes and 37 seconds. Beautiful track, almost like a respite from what happened on the previous track on Salt. Soft vocal combined with synths, a very atmospheric track, and the drums and the bass are basically programmed on this track. So it's very sort of the outlier from the rest of the album, because the rest of the album is quite heavy in terms of the delivery. Track 5 is called Ocean Rise. At 4 minutes and 34 seconds, it starts off with a nice soft vocal mixed with keyboards. Nice soft keyboard passage that comes in with the vocals. The keyboards, they kind of underpin the vocal line when it comes in. The drums and rhythm guitars come in at 11 seconds. Again, they don't rest very long when they do like a soft passage. The drums and rhythm guitars come in at 11 seconds. There's a strong melody on the keyboards with this track. There's a lot of heavy rhythm guitar, a very intricate arrangement on the drums, on the whole track, actually. And the next track, Valkyrie, clocks in at 5 minutes and 10 seconds. Heavy rhythm guitar on this track, almost funky. It starts off the track, very funky rhythm guitar. Heavy bass. I don't want to say he plays a Rickenbacker bass, but it almost does sound like he does on this track. And there is a nice short guitar solo at 2 minutes and 56 seconds. There's a guitar passage and a very breathy vocal that come in, and the song just plays out at that point. Track number 7, Autumn, which clocks in at 7 minutes and 44 seconds. This is another very intricate track, goes through different time signature changes. Acoustic guitar starts, I keep saying track. Acoustic guitar just start off the track. Very soft musical passage. The full band come in at the 2 minute and 12 second mark. Again, they drop off and it goes into a nice soft music passage at the 2:48 mark. Nice bass soloing on this track. Fantastic. Good guitar solo again at 3 minutes, 32 seconds. And there's another quiet music passage that comes in at 5:14 until about 5:55. At that point, the harmony vocals come in, and the track builds in intensity at the 6:32 mark. And then at the end of the track, at the 7:44 mark, it segues into the final track, I said the longest track was 10 minutes and 31 seconds. The longest track is 10 minutes and 43 seconds. The track Autumn segues into the opus, the epic, The Ascent. There's a drum fill into The Ascent. Starts off with heavy drum fills, heavy rhythm guitars, intricate drum patterns, very bombastic arrangements on this track. Heavy rhythm guitars until about the minute 15 mark, and then there's a nice quiet guitar passage. The soft vocals that come in too. At 2 minutes and 33 seconds, the track starts to grow in intensity in terms of the guitars. They start to come in at full throttle. And the drums come in at double time on the bass drum. There's a guitar solo, a heavy guitar solo at 4 minutes and 29 seconds. Guess you could say 4 minutes and 30 seconds. Another but it's not very long. At there's a quiet guitar passage at 5 minute and 4 second mark until around 5 minutes and 37 seconds. And then the vocals come in very soft. The music starts to come in around the 6 minute and 47 mark, but very slowly, right? Builds and builds and builds and builds and builds. There's a lot of heavy rhythm guitar that come in. Another brief quiet passage at the 8 minute and 10 second mark until about 8 minutes and 26 seconds. At the 8 minute and 44 second mark until the end of the track continues to the very end. And then at the 10 minute and 33 second mark, there's a very short a cappella vocal ending. And then it's quiet until for the rest of the 10 seconds. And then that's the album. It comes in heavy, and then it ends heavy, right, on this one track. But you're not able to rest and sort of take in what's going on because they hit you double time with the hard stuff. It's really like hard, like boom, fantastic harmony vocals from the group done by Jim Gray. And yeah, that's the album Rise Radiant. Okay, please let me know what you think. Listen to the album. You can stream this on YouTube. You can get it on Amazon for about $25. You can get most of Caligula's Horse, their catalog, on Amazon and Discogs and eBay. They run between $26 to like $30, depending on the album. Please, once you listen to the album, put your comments down below. Let me know what you think. Do you like Caligula's Horse? Have you known of Caligula's Horse? What do you think of Rise Radiant? Do you like it? Do you not like it? Do you think they should be doing a new album soon? Let me know what you think. And click like and subscribe, and keep yourselves on top of any new content I've got coming up. In terms of other shows, I'm going to be doing another album spotlight coming up on another artist, very different from what you just heard. Please check out this album. It is great. It is really heavy. It is bombastic, but it's also accessible, right? It's not too heavy. I mean, you can make out the vocals. They're not growling. They're not yelling. They're just really, really thick harmonized vocals and heavy rhythm guitar. And what else is coming up on the channel? I'll be doing that other video. I'll be doing a video with Grant Arthur from Grant's Rock Warehouse on September 21st on the Tea Party. We're going to be talking about their fourth album, Triptych, from 1999 on EMI Canada. So please check that out. And I'll be doing another show with Peter Kent from the Lizard King channel on the 16th of September. We're going to be doing our top 10 Rolling Stones albums. And also, it's going to be a possible 4-person panel on the ever elusive Pink Floyd album ranking with, it'll be myself, it'll be Peter Kent, Ryan Gavalier, and Bill Schuster. So that's going to be coming up soon. I have to work that out in terms of dates. So that's it for now. Please look after yourselves again and one another. And I will be seeing you very soon with another video. Okay? Bye for now.